Welcome to an electrifying journey into the heart of Stoic philosophy, where we'll unlock the secrets to mastering your emotions with razor-sharp clarity and unshakable strength. This isn't about turning into an emotionless machine or suppressing what makes you human. Far from it. Stoicism, as we explore on WisdomWavesAura, is about harnessing your emotions, transforming chaos into calm, and living with fierce intention in a world that's constantly trying to knock you off balance. Let's dive deep into the Stoic lens and discover how to stay steady, no matter what life throws your way. Buckle up, this is going to be a game changer. Forget the myths you've heard about Stoicism. Some voices out there, even on platforms like this, push a false narrative, claiming Stoicism is about being cold, detached, or uncaring. That's not just wrong, it's dangerously misleading. Those imposters are peddling a hollow version of a philosophy that's anything but emotionless. On WisdomWavesAura, we're setting the record straight. The Stoics embraced emotions as a core part of being human. They felt joy, sorrow, anger, and fear just like anyone else. But they refused to let those feelings hijack their decisions. They knew that emotions, when left unchecked, can cloud your judgment and pull you into a spiral of reaction. So, what does it mean to feel nothing in the Stoic sense? It's not about numbing yourself, it's about mastering the space between what you feel and what you do. It's about choosing reason over impulse, clarity over chaos, and purpose over panic. Picture this: you're having one of those days. You spill your morning coffee, your phone screen cracks, the internet lags during a crucial meeting, or someone cuts you off in traffic. These small moments can ignite outsized reactions, frustration, irritation, even rage. They catch you off guard because they disrupt your sense of control. But here's where Stoicism, as we explore on WisdomWavesAura, flips the script. These aren't just annoyances, they're opportunities. Every spilled drink, every dropped item, every minor interruption is a training ground for your mind. The Stoics saw these daily hiccups as chances to practice emotional discipline. Instead of letting a cracked screen ruin your day, you pause, breathe, and choose not to be disturbed by what's trivial. You train your mind to stay steady, to observe the impulse without acting on it. This is the foundation of Stoic emotional control, noticing the spark of emotion but refusing to let it set your actions ablaze. Let's talk about gossip for a moment, because it's a trap we all encounter. It's seductive, isn't it? That moment when you're drawn into a conversation, judging someone's actions or motives, feeling that fleeting connection with others. But gossip is a thief. It steals your focus, trains your mind to dwell on criticism, and erodes your self-discipline. On WisdomWavesAura, we see it for what it is, a test of your composure. The Stoic doesn't engage. They stay neutral, observing without adding fuel to the fire. By refusing to gossip, you strengthen your mental clarity and protect your inner peace. You're not just avoiding drama, you're building a habit of rising above it. This is what it means to feel nothing in Stoicism. It's not about being empty, it's about being clear, seeing through the haze of faulty beliefs and standing firm in your principles. At the core of Stoic emotional discipline is a simple but profound truth: your emotions are shaped by your judgments. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic thinkers, said it best: people are not disturbed by events, but by their opinions about those events. When you feel rage, jealousy, or despair, it's not the event itself that's causing the turmoil, it's what you believe about it. You panic because you judge something as catastrophic. You lash out because you believe you've been wronged. You collapse because you think you're helpless. The Stoics taught that by correcting these judgments, you can transform the emotion. On WisdomWavesAura, we dive into this principle to show you how to challenge those knee-jerk assumptions. Is the situation as bad as it feels? Is your anger based on reality or a misjudgment? By questioning your beliefs, you strip away the emotional weight that doesn't belong. You start to see the world as it is, not as your emotions paint it. Now, let's get practical. Strong emotions hit fast and hard. Someone disrespects you, a plan falls apart, or a trusted friend betrays you. That surge of feeling is like a signal, flashing red in your mind. Pay attention, something's happening. The Stoics didn't ignore these signals, and neither should you. But here's the key, that signal is not a command. It's an invitation to pause, to think, to choose. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we emphasize this space between trigger and response as the heart of self-mastery. When someone insults you, it's just words, a tone, a string of sounds. The sting comes from what you make of it. You believe it's an attack on your worth, and that belief fuels the pain. But what if you questioned it? What if you decided those words don't define you? Suddenly, the insult loses its power. You create distance between the event and your reaction, and in that distance lies freedom. You're not obligated to accept every impression as truth. You can choose what to believe and how to respond. This practice starts with noticing the early signs of an emotional surge. Maybe it's tension in your jaw, a quickening pulse, or that familiar flare of irritation. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we teach you to recognize these cues and pause. Even a brief delay, 2 seconds, 3, creates room for clarity. You teach your body to stay still, your mind to stay calm. You don't react on autopilot. You respond with intention. Over time, this habit grows stronger. Each pause reinforces your discipline, making it easier to stay steady. Your mood becomes less volatile, your focus harder to shake. You start to see how many disturbances were never necessary. You stop chasing every impulse and begin to hold your ground with calm precision. This is what it means to feel nothing in the Stoic sense. You feel the emotion, but you don't let it pull you off course. You let it pass like a cloud, clear and fleeting. Pain is real, nobody denies that, not even the Stoics. They faced loss, betrayal, illness, and hardship just like anyone else. But they drew a sharp line between pain and suffering. Pain is the raw experience, the sadness of losing someone, the sting of failure. Suffering is what you add to it with your thoughts. It's the story you tell yourself, this shouldn't have happened, or I can't go on. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we explore how to separate these two. When pain hits, the Stoic doesn't resist it, they accept it as part of life. But they refuse to pile on suffering with judgments that amplify the hurt. If you lose a job, the loss is real. But if you tell yourself you're worthless or your future is ruined, you're adding weight that doesn't belong. The Stoic approach is about clarity, name the event, identify what's in your control, and focus on what you can do next. This isn't denial, it's direction. It's not about avoiding pain but organizing your response to it. This process is practical and grounding. Ask yourself, what happened? What's in my control? What's my next step? These questions cut through emotional fog. They bring you back to the present, where action lives. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we show you how to use these questions to reduce confusion and move forward with purpose. When you lose something or someone, you feel the pain, but you don't let it spiral into despair. You acknowledge it, then act with intention. This clarity doesn't erase the hurt, it makes it manageable. You feel the weight as it is, no more, no less. You don't resist it with denial or amplify it with imagination. You let it pass through without defining you. This is how you build a mind that bends under pressure but never breaks. Reason is your greatest weapon in this journey. The Stoics believed humans are unique because of our capacity for rational thought. It's what lets us step back, assess, and choose our actions with intention. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we dive into how reason transforms emotional chaos into order. When anger flares, reason asks, is this true? Is it based on reality or assumption? Does reacting this way align with my values? These questions create a filter for your emotions. You don't suppress them, you examine them. You measure their worth. If fear arises, reason checks if there's real danger or just a habit of worry. If shame hits, it asks whether you've truly failed or if you're chasing approval that doesn't matter. This isn't about erasing emotions, it's about testing them against reality. This habit of reasoning through emotions builds confidence in your own judgment. Over time, you rely less on fleeting moods and more on steady principles. You stop chasing every emotional wave and start acting with consistency. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we emphasize that this practice isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each time you pause to question an impulse, you widen the gap between feeling and action. You respond from clarity, not urgency. Your decisions align with who you want to be, not how you feel in the moment. This is how you begin to feel nothing in the Stoic sense, not by removing emotion, but by filtering it through reason. You feel the raw sensation, but you choose the response. You act with purpose, not compulsion. The Stoics also practiced indifference to what they couldn't control, a concept called apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from passions born of false judgments. Life is full of things you can't change, the weather, other people's opinions, the economy, or random setbacks. Getting upset about them doesn't fix them, it only destabilizes you. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we teach you to focus on what's yours, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. When it rains, you don't complain, you prepare. When someone gossips, you don't panic, you stay true to your conduct. When plans fail, you don't freeze, you adapt. This isn't carelessness, it's precision. You conserve your energy for what you can influence and let go of what you can't. This focus creates resilience, a mental strength that stays steady no matter the storm. Daily life is a battlefield of small tests. A delayed email, a broken dish, a loud neighbor, these aren't dramatic crises, but they wear you down through repetition. The Stoic, as we explore on Wisdom Waves Aura, sees these as chances to practice. Each irritation is a moment to choose composure over complaint. You notice the flare of frustration, name it, and let it pass. You adjust your tone, steady your hands, and keep moving. You don't let a minor hiccup derail your day. This is where strength is built, not in grand moments, but in the quiet repetition of staying present. You train your mind to return to the task, to breathe through the disruption, to hold your line. Over time, these small victories add up. You waste less energy on complaints and gain more focus for what matters. Silence and restraint are powerful tools in this practice. Sometimes, the greatest act of control is what you don't do, the argument you avoid, the opinion you don't share, the insult you don't return. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we highlight the strength in holding back. When someone provokes you, the urge to defend yourself or fire back is strong. But the Stoic pauses. They ask, does this need a response? Will speaking serve my purpose or just feed my pride? Silence isn't weakness, it's clarity. It protects your focus and preserves your energy. By choosing restraint, you stay aligned with your principles instead of getting dragged into chaos. You don't need to correct every misperception or win every argument. You stay focused on your role, your task, your path. Emotions aren't the enemy, they're energy. The Stoic doesn't suppress them, they redirect them. Anger can fuel focus. Fear can spark preparation. Sadness can deepen understanding. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we show you how to channel emotional energy into action. When frustration hits, ask, what can I do right now? What task needs my attention? This shifts you from dwelling on what went wrong to doing what's next. Disappointment becomes a chance to improve. Worry becomes attention to detail. You don't fight the emotion, you give it a job. This takes discipline, but it gets easier with practice. You learn to act while uncomfortable, to move while unsettled. You rely on intention, not motivation. This is how you turn emotion into effort, chaos into progress. In a world full of noise, endless notifications, opinions, and distractions, inner stillness is your sanctuary. The Stoic, as we explore on Wisdom Waves Aura, trains to tune out the chaos and focus on what matters. Start your day with intention, a quiet walk, a moment of silence, a plan free from external input. These small acts create mental space. In conversations, listen without rushing to reply. Filter what you let into your mind, ignore the headlines, skip the drama. Stillness isn't inactivity, it's control. It's a mind that stays active but directed, sharp but calm. This practice makes you less reactive, more deliberate. You protect your clarity and preserve your energy, even when the world screams for your attention. The final piece of Stoic emotional control is anchoring yourself in principles. These are your North Star, unchanging guides like honesty, courage, discipline, or justice. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we emphasize building a life around these values. When emotions cloud your judgment, return to your principles. When you're criticized, lean on patience. When you're afraid, choose courage. Write them down, review them daily, measure your actions against them. They're not optional, they're your foundation. This isn't about being perfect, it's about staying grounded. You don't need external validation to know you're on the right path. You act from clarity, not mood. This is where true strength lies, in a mind that holds steady, guided by reason, no matter the storm. This journey through Stoicism, as we've explored on Wisdom Waves Aura, isn't about escaping emotion, it's about mastering it. You feel the full weight of life's challenges, but you don't let them define you. You observe, you question, you act with purpose. You strip away distortion and align with reality. This is the Stoic path, not to feel nothing, but to feel clearly, to act deliberately, to live with unshakable clarity. Join us on Wisdom Waves Aura as we continue to uncover the wisdom that transforms chaos into strength, one disciplined choice at a time.